Hi, in this video, you will learn how to use the removal extrusion feature. So this is the last part of the 4-part series for extrusions. If you haven't watched those yet, please make sure to watch them. So let's get to the video. So as you can see here, I'm on my Onshape home screen. I'm in a folder that I created. So I'm going to go to create my document and I'm going to label it extrusion. Um, and removal tutorial. Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna click OK. So now, classic me, I labeled my document wrong. I don't know why I do that, but so I'm going to hover over my title and I'm going to edit it by clicking on the title and edit it by typing what I need to edit. And I also forgot to add part 4, so I'm just gonna add that in part 4. So if you click out of it, that saves your changes. So as you can see, we're on our Onshape home screen and our working space actually. So my workspace is on inches right now. So if you want to follow along, please make sure that your workspace units are inches. If you don't know how to do that, you can come to the Onshape home screen bar, click on the hamburger lines, and go to workspace units and click on inch. So as you can see here, I'm on my 3-plane screen. I'm going to make a sketch on the top plane. So I'm going to hide the remaining 2 planes by coming to the Features tab. And then I'm going to start a sketch by right-clicking and clicking a new sketch. And then I'm going to set it to normal sketch plane. And what I'm going to do now is we're just going to explore how far this removal thing can go. So I'm just going to create a cylinder. So I'm going to click on a center point circle, click and drag, and dimension it by clicking on the blue circle, dragging out, and I'm going to make it 4.5 inches. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish my sketch because I don't really have anything more to edit to it. And then I'm going to extrude it by clicking on my circle. And I'm going to extrude it to 4.5 inches. And I'm going to click the green check to confirm my extrusion. So let's just make sure it's been correctly extruded by going into isometric view. And the extrusion was successful. So I'm going to teach a little bit of a new feature here. I want to rename my extrusion so I don't get confused what extrusion was which. So for this one, I'm going to rename it to base cylinder because that's my base cylinder extrusion. Base cylinder. And you can, how I did that was I came to the default geometry and I right clicked on the extrusion. And the first option you get is rename. I clicked on rename and I relabeled it. I'm going to label it base cylinder like I did here. And I'm just going to click out to save my changes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my top plane because I want to make sort of a donut sort of thing, except a cylindrical donut with a rectangular hole for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm going to go to the top view, click on the circle, and click on sketch. And it says face of base cylinder, so we know we're constructing it on the right face. And what we're going to do is I'm going to make a rectangle because apparently I want a cylindrical donut with a rectangular hole, which makes no sense, but we're going to go with it. And I'm going to I made it a corner rectangle. I want to make mine a center point rectangle. And I'm going to click on the black circle, expand, and I want to make it a square. So I'm going to dimension it to make it so that both sides are one, so it's a unit square basically. So, oops, I just dimensioned the same sides. But I'm gonna go here and dimension it to 1 inch again. So I'm on a unit square here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to confirm my sketch. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove extrude it. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to go to extrude, click on it, and here you're going to have four options. We're going to click on remove, and we're going to make it the depth of the extrusion. I want to make it 4.5 inches because I wanted to go through and through. So after I've done that, I'm going to click on the green check, and let's just see what this extrusion did. So go to camera and render options, click on isometric view, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to the bottom view. So how are you going to do that? And as you can see, it's went through and through. Okay, so let's see how far we can experiment with this. Here we try to make a unit square with an extrusion of 4 inches. So it went through and through. So let's see what happens when we decrease the length of the extrusion. So I'm going to go to my default geometry, right click on extrusion 1. I'm going to rename it to a hole, rectangular hole. And after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click out, right click it again, and click on edit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what happens if I extrude in the opposite direction. So what it says is that it's not, hold on, let's just see happens. It doesn't work because you can't have such an extrusion. Because when you're removing it, you have to remove it through and through. It completely makes it disappear. It can't make it reappear in a different place. So what you have to do is, let's experiment with the dimensions now. So we're going to make the directions normal again. Again, I made it, there's next to blind, there's an opposite direction. You can make it go up or make it go down. We have to make it go down because there's pretty much no other way. And what we're going to do is we're going to edit the depth and we're going to make it 2 inches. Let's just see what that does. So I made my depth 2 inches and click on the right, green check. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to top view and see that it's actually filled. It didn't go through and through. You can check on the bottom plane as well. If you click on the bottom plane, oops, okay, I messed that up, but okay. It hasn't gone through and through. So that means the removal extrusion has removed a rectangle, which a rectangular cube or rectangular prism with the size of 1 inch by 1 inch and a depth of 2 inches. So remember, you can adjust the depth of the extrusion based on how deep you want your removal to be. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please make sure to leave a comment and I'll be sure to address them in my next video. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.